Hi, everybody. It's Steve Olson and Wayne Steiger. It is January 19th, 2017. Hi, Wayne.
How you doing, Steve?
I am doing wonderful. Hey, what do you got up here, Wayne?
Well, what we have here is what they call the North's tracking map. And for all the listeners, Steve, this is World War III. This is the cyber wars. And there are times when you monitoring this, you can see what's going on right now. And what we can actually do here, Steve, for the listeners and the viewers, is that we can see the attacking country. Here, the United States has launched 147, 150 attacks. We can see the type of attack, SMPTE attack, right? We can see the attack targets. We can see that the United States is being hit pretty hard. And we can actually see who's doing the attack. And we can see exactly what system they are going on. And what the listeners need to know is that, particularly here in the United States, with the fake news of, you know, how the hacking was going on. Listen, hacking goes on all the time. Here it is. I mean, the story is preposterous, Steve, in the fact that they're trying to say that somehow or another hacking had an influence on something. You know what people should be more concerned about? They ought to be more concerned about the hacking of their personal, financial, and medical records than some fictitious story because of some clown who doesn't understand security on a server side, particularly if you're a part of a political party, right? So this is the reality.
Right.
And
well, when it came to light that the Secretary of State Colin Powell and Secretary of State Clinton were keeping their own personal servers.
This is why you don't do that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I was there is a security standard that I was certified in as my prior occupation, Wayne, and it's called the ISO 2009 series. Okay. And there's a high level of ISO standards and PCI standards and all kinds of standards that are required. And just to give you a kind of broad-based a chance to deflect an attack from an attacker. I know for a fact that Secretary Clinton's server didn't have any of that on. A child could have hacked into her server.
Well, sure. And when you think that Podesta's password is password, I mean, come on. But I thought what we would open up here today, Steve, is just to point out that, look at that. Look at that attack. I mean, seriously, you can sit here and watch this for hours and realize that there's a whole different world happening here. I mean, think about this, Steve. Look at this, and though there are not physical bombs being dropped, right? There is, in fact, though, I look at this as AI, and this is our creation. This is not any other deity. This is not anything else. This is mankind's own making. Welcome to the world of the real.
It almost has like a Blade Runner feel to it, how surrealistic and dystopian it is.
Yeah, and you know, the thing about it is, here's the problem here, is that when we see these attacks and we can see how they're being defended off, I mean, it's quite remarkable when you begin to do the analysis on this and realize, here's the thing, Mr. Olson. Once these breaches take place, the data that's being stolen, right, is actual people. Now, that's a reality and a shift in consciousness, because that's what we talk about, the digital reality. And, you know, we talked about this yesterday on the show, that millennials are now being impacted by this. All this is, I mean, we can't see it, right? Physically, we can't see it, we can't feel it, but it's real. It's as real as any war goes. And the real concern I have is at some point in time, this does, in fact, lead to real worlds. Now, I find it really interesting right here. Look what's happening right there. this is an attack, and wow, is that Qatar?
It has to be.
Look at that.
It has to be, because that's, again, it's like, why would there be cyber operations there? I have never seen that much activity in that area until today when you pulled up this map.
Yeah, so now I know this is Microsoft. Same thing here. Google. We know what these cats are. I was unaware. Look at that. Look at that.
What?
Oh, man. Yeah. So you can see, and what's happening here is that, I have no idea what that, how about that? Is that a coordinated spike, or was it a offensive weapon?
Well, again, what it appeared to me was that it was a coordinated attack on multiple servers around the world, and then it actually held that network position with all those servers for a long time.
I mean, this is as good as any movie or any video game. The problem is that look at. Let me try to. There we go. So there is where it is.
Ooh, it wants China, man. It wants Beijing.
Look at that.
Look at that big pipe to Beijing.
I see that. Boy, I mean, that is a super highway, right?
What are they doing?
I'm not sure. I mean, but so what could be in there? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of wealth in there. Banking, no doubt. That's what I'm thinking.
This is quite an attack.
It's interesting, isn't it?
I don't know how they can hold that network position like that.
I'm not sure either. Let's see what's happening up over here. So, I mean, look at the activity of this. Just in the time that you and I have talked about this, look what's happened here. I've seen this times at night, Steve.
Yep.
Where the colors and the attacks that were going off were literally brighter and more luminous in color and intensity than any fireworks. And you're sitting there going, wow, there you go. Now here we go here. So look at here. We see that they're being attacked here, but it's no way in the intensity. Amazing, isn't it?
It is a completely mind-blowing and weird, but again, this is exactly right what we're talking about. It's like the information war is real. I mean, it happens on several layers. This is just one of those layers. This is where computers are trying to take over other computers and steal information and use it for malicious purposes, and this is just a reality of our current world.
So since we've been on air,
did you see that?
I don't know what's here. I really do not know what's there.
Maybe an alien just landed there and is trying to take control of the Earth.
Well, we know it's an alien consciousness of our own creation.
That's the way it's taking over. Well, anyway, Wayne, we've definitely got a good look at this. Everybody will have the link below, but it's map. It's you can go find that on your own.
So here we go with another one, Steve.
The radiation.
This is the nuclear tracking website, and we can see here where the reds are. Those are incidents.
Yep.
Yep. Thought that. I don't know what's up there. Well, there you go. They got problems even up in Canada. And then I thought that we would see, here's the real-time meteorites.
Yeah, and again, that looks pretty normal.
Here's the global incident map, telling us what type of threats, suspicious activities, sniper, a bomb, incidents. What else do you want? Looks like we got fire. Oh, general terrorism. Looks like we have a fire over here. Arson. I mean, so we were looking over here. Let's see what's going on. Sniper, terrorism, court. I mean, choose your poison.
Go over Spain once.
Okay. Terrorist,
Go up one.
captured, killed. Another
Yep.
one. General terrorism. So yeah, I mean, this is a great website that people can go. And as you and I, when we look at this, let's take a look at here. Shooting.
We have a lot of shootings in the Caribbean.
I mean, terrorist arrest, captured, killed. I mean, yeah. And the United States, I mean, it's bomb incidents, hoax devices. So I just find this amusing, and not amusing so much as it is that we live in such an age where we're bombarded. I mean, even down here in Australia, look at this. So
Yeah, I know. And again, there's so much information that's flowing around. It's like it can seem bigger than what the real threats are too, though. That's the other thing I always notice about this.
it can, and I have to say at times it does. And hey, let's see, here we go on the buoys. So I don't know.
Just for refresh my memory, what does it mean when the buoy is red?
Well, it's an incident. So I'm trying to think why we would have out here. Is there any particular storm that you know of?
No, I know there's something going on in Spain that I've got on my lightning meter that I'm going to show everybody.
Okay, and here's France. Well, my friend, there you go for my end.
All right, well.
So I will turn it back over to you, sir.
All right. So here's what I was looking at, and I thought was an interesting anomaly, is like, what's up with the lightning in Spain right now? I mean, I don't know if that's normal to have all that lightning there, is it?
Are they experiencing storms? I mean, because it should be. Look at that.
Yeah, that's quite a concentration of lightning right there. And then you can see over here, you got the United States, but you can see this is just normal storm activity. But what I thought globally was unusual is just this concentration of lightning here in Spain.
Is that over one particular island?
Yeah, it's over
look at that.
Ibiza.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's like a super pyramid or something. I don't know.
Is that a volcano that they're on?
You know what? The whole Mediterranean is a volcano.
What, you're saying a very large caldera?
Yeah. So if you look at it, we're just very, very close to this very active region that, goes on and off over history,
Right.
As we know.
Speaking of that, Steve, relevant today, that avalanche that hit that hotel in Italy. They had 4 earthquakes yesterday. And according to what I was hearing by the Associated Press, that the workers began to call frantically yesterday evening as darkness was coming on, because they said that they could, after the 4th earthquake, that they could actually hear something like, which we now know was an avalanche. And of course, to date, they just said that they're still trying to hope that there's some survivors. So it's very relevant. All of this is relevant.
Yeah, and again, the earthquake activity remains high. I mean, I think that it's important that everybody knows that we've seen a huge jump in the earthquake activity. It's been, in terms of the intensity and frequency of earthquakes over the last 6 months has been very, very high.
And what we're seeing as well, Steve, look at Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the middle of Africa is, it's not even, it's on the continent.
Well, and for a fact, we know they're not showing the Mexico data. I have several other applications that are more global based that I have on my iPhone that actually show that there's just a whole bunch of earthquakes up and down this line right now too. So we're not even getting all the data anymore on the USGS.
Well, I just posted a video that I'm going to be doing on just on that subject, that the fact in the Imperial Valley,
Mm-hmm.
the whole region down there near the Mexico border is absolutely fracturing. They're finding huge fissures in the ground. And the thing about it is, it's not held to what you would think would follow a particular fault line. Or maybe they're connected to the fault line. We just are seeing the evidence like a tributary.
Yep. So, and then we've got Nemesis Maturity out there, who, basically has been reporting on this super volcano, and I'll just kind of reference this and let everybody go check it out for themselves.
And what's the story on this one? I have not heard about this.
They're just, it's one of those scary, mountain caldera combinations similar to what we have in Montana with Yellowstone. Like it's just one of those trouble spots on the earth that, we have to keep an eye on. And I think this is just a good story. Well done.
Are they experiencing seismic activity up there?
Yeah, but again, it's unreliable for us to look at even our own USGS stuff right now, because we know that they're under.
Well, we know that North Korea is real.
Yeah, we're not going to get a lot of data from North Korea.
We'll get that to you by carrier.
Yeah.